Hi everyone, it's Miss Mariah, and instead of the library, I'm coming to you from my living room. So just heads up, I've got a couple of cats, I got a daughter, so you might hear a little noise in the background. It's just life happening. How are you guys doing? I hope you're all doing well and at home and safe, because that's what we need to be doing right now, so that next month we can all possibly start meeting again and be face to face and get to talk and find out what everybody's doing next month. Okay, I want all of you to tell me some things you did during this quarantine time, this self quarantine time. Things that you did that were fun, or something that you might have done that you wouldn't have if you were able to go out and do all your routine stuff. So, just something to think about. And I'm going to get started because this is a really good book and I think you'll enjoy it. I got permission from Simon and Schuster, the publishers, to read Bird, Butterfly, and Eel. It's a book about migration. Last month we talked about hibernation, so I told you this month we're going to talk about migration. And here we go. It was written by James Polsnick down here, and it says paintings, not illustrations, which is an interesting way of putting it, but this book is very beautiful. He used his own paintings to illustrate it. It's very nice. I think you're really going to enjoy this. You guys ready? Bird, Butterfly, and Eel. It's already very pretty, isn't it? It's summer on the farm, and Bird, Butterfly, and Eel are at home. Look at that beautiful farm, and you've got Bird, Eel, and Butterfly over here. Very beautiful. Butterfly is a monarch. She lives in the meadow beyond the pond. Look at all that beautiful red and orange. And there's Butterfly in the corner. Eel lives in the dark, cool waters of the pond below the lilies. See, there she is. There's a frog. And over here, it's that farm cat. And I'm going to let you know, Miss Mariah's a little nervous, so I might mess up, but I know you'll forgive me. Bird lives in the barn at the end of the meadow, in nests she made from mud and straw. She loves being safe high up in the rafters, away from the barn cats. So there she is, up in the rafters. And this barn looks a lot like barns right here in Kentucky. Butterfly is laying her eggs on the milkweed plants in the meadow. Soon the eggs will hatch and become caterpillars. They eat the milkweed and get strong enough to spin chrysalises and become butterfly. That word's kind of funny to say, chrysalises, but it's the hard casing around your caterpillar keeps them safe while they are growing their wings. Eel has lived in the pond for many years. She is eating insects and small fish to store up energy for her long swimming journey ahead. Migration is a lot like hibernation. There's a lot of eating and storing up of energy for the time that's coming. So there's a connection there. Bird flies over the meadow, collecting insects to feed to her babies in the barn. There she is. As summer turns into fall, birds young have left the nest and are flying over the pond and the meadow, singing songs for Butterfly and Eel. Butterfly watches her young caterpillars turn into beautiful butterflies. Eel is full and strong and is ready for her long journey. So we've got your caterpillar. Some people call these cocoons. I know I did when I was a kid. There's a butterfly. There's Eel, all strong and ready, and Bird and her babies. I told you it was a very beautiful book. With the cool winds of autumn, Bird, butterfly, and Eel sense a change, feel restless, and know this means it is time to leave the farm. Bird gathers her babies and flies southwest over the barn and the meadow, the pond, and follows the coast. Butterfly takes to the southerly winds, heading down over the land and sea. Eel swims downstream and out to the ocean. So everybody's heading out for their long journeys. And it's amazing that there's something inside them that tells them, okay, it's time. We need to start moving. At one point in their long journey, at the edge of the sea, Bird, butterfly, and Eel will meet one last time to say goodbye. They see other animals on their long journeys to different places. Then all of these creatures go their separate ways. You got a striped bass here, and you got fishermen. They're all heading out. Here's the interesting part. I really like this part. Bird will go 8,000 miles to the southern tip of Argentina and spend the winter in the golden meadows, which look very similar to the ones she left on the farm. Butterfly will guide to the mountains of central Mexico, 3,000 miles, and spend the winter in the forest with millions of other butterflies, where there are so many butterflies they blanket the trees. Wouldn't that be amazing to see? Eel will swim down the creek connecting the pond to the sea. From the coast, she'll travel 15,000 miles to the Sargasso Sea. I guess I'm saying that right. An eddy in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, so we've got the farm up here, and they travel down, all the way down south. And actually where Eel ends up is in this little place. Some of you guys might have heard of it, in the Bermuda Triangle. Isn't that neat? But I promise, she comes back home. She's safe. It is warm and beautiful where Bird, butterfly, and Eel go. And here's just a little bit of where they all end up and the things that they see. Look at all these eels. She's not alone. And all these butterflies. And look at that landscape. Back on the farm, the barn and the meadow are covered in snow, and the pond begins to freeze. It is cold, and the animals that live there miss Bird, butterfly, and Eel. See, they're inside. See the snow, and there's the barn cat. She looks sad, but her friends will come back. As winter turns into spring on the farm, Bird flies home to her nest in the rafters of the barn where she was born. Butterfly makes the long journey north again as spring turns into summer, and her young taking her place in the meadow as the flowers begin to bloom. And Eel's young, small as toothpicks and clear as glass, swim up the creek to the pond. So everybody has come home, and look at all the little baby eel. And the cycle begins again. I told you it was a very beautiful book. So, once the library opens again, this will be ready for checkout. Bird, Butterfly, and Eel. We have a lot of other books that cover migration, even books that cover human migration. Yeah, we move around, and there's been some pretty famous people that have moved around and wrote books about it. So, if you have any questions, ideas about what you guys want me to read about next month, just drop me a message and I will do the best that I can. I can't promise you right now what next month's program is going to look like, but I promise you I will read something that you guys have picked out because you're my people. You are the reason why I have this program. So again, everyone stay safe, stay at home, stay healthy, because I expect to see you all face to face very, very soon. Goodbye, everybody, and have a wonderful day.